Welcome back to the grind. In this video, we are going to talk about the Resurrection branch, which is featuring EQUESTOR, which is a dragon from several seasons ago. I believe even before I started playing a couple years ago. Now, there is a lot of debate about the whether or not this branch is something that should have been released or something that should continue to occur. And we don't know if this is going to become a routine thing. This is the first ever time that an old seasonal dragon is being released again as an exact replica with the same design and the exact same spells. Basically, they're bringing back a dragon that was originally a temporary limited time dragon that you could obtain during one single season. And now they're bringing it back, making it available again this season, and giving all the additional stones to get up to the current max tier. Now, this is something that has been said in the past would not really occur. And there is a lot of people who really want this type of branch for different dragons that they really enjoy. But a lot of people that say, no, you shouldn't be able to get the dragon again. I spent a lot of time and effort and money to obtain the dragon at the time because I wanted it. And now you're going to give everyone the chance to get it again. And they feel like that is not fair. So there's a lot of debate about this as a feature that should or should not be in the game. And there is not any definitive word from PG about whether or not this is going to be a thing. But for this season, coming out in this next breeding event is a branch that will allow you to get EQUESTOR and all the stones up to Verdant tier. It has been confirmed that it will go all the way up to Verdant tier, which is the max tier at this time. It will be like any other regular dragon branch and have all the regular prizes that the other dragon branches usually have, but there are a couple differences with this branch, and we're going to get into some of those details shortly here, and we'll talk a little bit more about EQUESTOR as a whole. So let's look at the blog post for some of the details. It will be released and be available through the rest of the season, but for the first 2 weeks of its release, up until September 29th, all the prizes will have an additional 20% rewards. Now, that does not include the runes or the evolution stones, of course. Now, in this branch, it will show up like any other branch and have that plus 20% sign on it for the first 2 weeks. And it will contain all the stones up to Verdant tier, as we mentioned. It will cost the regular 3,600 sigils, or 36,000 sigils, I apologize, and just like the other dragon branches, and it will also contain 6 season keys, so it will not inhibit your progression to a mythic. Now, the EQUESTOR branch will not be returning next season. However, they say if players like this concept, a similar branch may come in the future with a different dragon. This is just an experiment, so if you like it, let them know. If you don't, also let them know on the forums. Now, some of the details about this, like they had said, if you already have those stones from when EQUESTOR was available before, you will get alternative prizes for that. And those alternative prizes were confirmed by PG Galileo on the forums, and you can see them all here. So if you already have the EQUESTOR, your alternate prize for the first egg will be 4 platinum chests, or 5 during the boosted period. If you have the green stone already, you will get mythic fragments, 12 normally or 14 during the boosted period. For the gold stone, you'll get EXP potions, 40 or 48. The plat stone, you'll get black pearls, 650 or 780. The sapphire stone, if you already have that one, your prize will instead be elemental embers, which you'll get normally 1600 or 1920. The garnet stone will be breeding tokens, 4000 or 4,800, and instead of the emerald stone, energy packs, 33 or 39, and the obsidian stone, 12-hour timers, 70 or 84. Now, these aren't obviously like incredible prizes, but they are fairly decent prizes. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, hey, like I spent a lot of sigils to get the dragon initially. Now I have to spend a full line again to get this dragon. Well, you're also getting all the rewards of the entire branch, not just the dragon. You're also getting these alternate prizes for the stones that you already have. And I mean, if you want the dragon to get to max tier, I don't think it's a waste of sigils to spend on a full line. But I know there's some, gripe about whether or not it's fair to cost all that much. But I don't know if that stems also a little bit from the fact that people are able to get the dragon again now that it's out of date. So, or out past the date where it was originally supposed to be limited time. So I don't know where PG is going with this as a whole, if they want to make this more of a recurring theme where old dragons are making a recurrence and able to level up back to max tier. I feel like that is a very complicated and touchy subject, which opens up room for a lot of issues and problems and people being upset about it, people feeling like they wasted money back when they originally got the dragon because it was supposed to be a limited time temporary thing, but they really wanted that dragon. Also, the main problem is, or one of the other main problems is that a lot of the old dragons, well, they're just not going to be useful at this point. So bringing them back is not really going to be worthwhile for anyone, except for maybe some limited content like PvE bases, assaults, or dungeons, stuff like that. The other thing is maybe some dragons would be really overpowered because we've had seasons or tiers of dragons that they were very strong for that tier. And the only surviving thought was, well, once we get to the next tier, they'll be weaker and that'll be fine. But now if you give them stones to get up to max tier again, they're going to be overpowered once again. So they might have to make adjustments. So it's a lot to think about with this as a recurring theme. And I'm not sure exactly how I feel about it. But now let's briefly talk about EQUESTOR as a dragon. EQUESTOR has a familiar, which is a summon that takes and absorbs 20% of the damage that EQUESTOR takes and kind of heals it back to EQUESTOR. So that's kind of a nice bonus to have. The summon itself has 500% health, so there's really no chance of it dying before EQUESTOR does. The summon also deals a small bit of damage based on EQUESTOR's max HP, and so that can be really nice for a little bit of additional damage against bases. But what is great about that is it can auto fight invader bases in Atlas or PvE bases in PvP events. So that's like something that is really tempting for me to want to get this dragon, just to simply have that auto fight dragon that I can just let run the base when I'm busy doing stuff, and then just check back when I can to restart another invader run or PvE run and not have to worry about actually touching or focusing on the screen. The dragon also has a lightning spell, which is a white spell. It does cost 2 rage, but it deals damage and it's a chain lightning spell and it's white. So that's going in its favor. You can maybe take out a tower or two. It depends on how strong the towers are though, because I'm not sure if the lightning will actually one-shot the towers. In fact, I think it probably won't. So if you're against a defender, then they'll probably be able to heal it back before you're able to, take it out with your breath attacks, unless you're able to use 2 lightning spells in time to destroy some towers. But at least it's a white spell, and maybe this dragon would be better as a cleanup dragon rather than a lead dragon. But predominantly, I think this dragon might be beneficial for those who are at the lower tiers still and aren't really going up against long bases with really high level towers. But a lot of the bases these days are going to have flax on them, which is going to make it more challenging for this dragon. The other thing that this dragon has is a lightning resist, and so that's nice to have, but also most bases don't have lightning towers, and those that do, they're probably going to destroy you before the lightning towers even matter. So I think this is good nostalgic dragon. I don't think it's really going to be better than any of the other dragons you might want to get this season from the new dragons. But I mean, if you like the look of this dragon, if you like you were not able to get EQUESTOR when it was originally out and you really want it, or you want that auto base clearing dragon, then this is not necessarily a bad dragon to choose. I'm going to consider getting it because of the fact that it will auto clear bases for me, but I probably won't commit to that in the first 2 weeks when the prizes are boosted, unfortunately. It'll be more of a end of season decision if I decide there's nothing else that I want from this season. But now that we have all these details out, there will be a little bit more details coming when the branch officially hits in game tomorrow. But let me know in the comments what you think about the Resurrection branch as a whole, what you think about EQUESTOR, and if you plan to get EQUESTOR for yourself. The main thing we don't know about is the runes and glyphs, but we'll be able to look at those in game when the branch hits tomorrow. So I hope this video was helpful, and good luck, and I'll see you in the next video.